Hello everybody, it is the Lawn Gnome. Welcome back to another Funko Pop update. I hope that you're all doing well and that you're all amped for the holiday season. My sincerest apologies about the fact that I sound really terrible. I've been dealing with something for almost 3 weeks at this point in time. It's just been a very weird time. I think maybe even in this country in regards to people getting sick. It's like people are getting these colds and they're just not finding any way to shake either the cold, the congestion, the cough. I don't know. I've been dealing with a really horrible cough going on 3 weeks right now, and I'm really hoping it's not too serious. There's a part where I'm seriously considering maybe just finally going over to the doctor and seeing if this is something a little more serious. But either way, we're here to talk about Funko Pops, not my life story. I hope that you're all doing well, and I'm looking forward to showing off some of the brand new news that has been announced. It has definitely been, as we're reaching the end of 2023, probably one of the most bizarre and yet awkward years for Funko, and yet for some strange reason, there are still these little things that Funko does at the very perfect moment to just keep myself and other people who I know are Funko collectors just hanging on for just a little while longer with them in regards to their products. And obviously, we're going to see all of that, but more importantly, let's take a look at how my collection has been going. As promised, guys, I said that we would get back to the comic book characters eventually, and these are some pops that I've actually had in my collection for quite some time, but of course, I like to try and find themes. I like to try and find ways to showcase a good chunk of my collection rather than just one. Sometimes that does happen, but I'm really excited about these because of the fact that it's classic DC characters. I remember earlier this year when I featured the 1997 Grant Morrison Justice League set, and of course a couple months later, the Sinestro that came out, the old classic-looking Silver Age Sinestro. Well, they definitely did it again throughout the summer, and I am just so glad to have two pops from San Diego Comic-Con in this collection today, as well as a Funko Shop exclusive. Let's take a look at the one in the center, because this is a pop that I don't think I would have gotten if it wasn't for the fact that Bruce Timm, Dwayne McDuffie, Paul Dini, all those guys who did the Batman animated series in the DC Universe, they gave us Justice League Unlimited, and they introduced me personally to a character called The Question. And this specific character became a staple from the second season, which is probably some of the most brilliant writing for an animated television show. And so, even though he is a guy with no face and very non-dynamic, this is just what makes me remind myself of a brilliant writing of a television show. And I do like the little indentations to show that he does have a chin and cheeks. And it's really not the most glamorous thing in the world, but just because of the history that I have specifically with this character makes me really glad to have it in my collection. But I really want to focus more on the two villains here in this group. One is a Funko Shop exclusive, and one is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, and it is two great villains, two of the most popular villains of Superman's world, Lex Luthor and a brand new recreation of Bizarro. So they have made these two characters in the past, but these two specific ones just spoke to me. And I think it's just because of the fact that they made the Sinestro, they put them all in this Warner Brothers 100 box, and believe it or not, there is another villain within their vein coming out very, very soon. So I'm just looking at these characters and I'm thinking, please tell me they're like really trying to do the Legion of Doom. Like if they want to make a character like Black Manta or Giganta or Cheetah or Gorilla Grodd in this exact same theme, I'm definitely going to add them to my collection. I love the characters from Challenge of the Super Friends. The Sinestro is beautiful, but these are great too. I mean, this is classic Lex Luthor from the 1970s into the 1980s with the green and pink suit. He's got little rocket boosters on his feet, so he actually is in the air. I also love the dynamics with the bags under his eyes to show that he is not a young guy. I mean, he's just a not as glamorous because he's just a bald guy, but they gave him so much personality with the pose and the look, which I love. And the Bizarro, the only thing that I would say I don't like about this character is the hair, because I don't necessarily think he has this hair in the comics. He looks a lot more like Superman, or maybe a little bit closer to Superman with, like, just tangled hair. But you know what? If he wants to look like Bart Simpson, I'll be okay with it, because it's really the dimensions of his face which are great. And of course, the Bizarro #1 with the backwards S, beautifully sculpted and done. And also, when you turn him around, you've got holes in his cape, which is something I believe the older Bizarro did not have. And also, the color is not so purple. It's more of a very dark blue, which is a little bit more on par with what he's supposed to look like. But these three Pops are beautiful pieces. I definitely am proud to have them as part of my DC Comics collection, and I am also looking forward to the one that's coming out soon. I hope it's sooner than later, because it's one of my favorite characters in the Flash's Rogues Gallery. You'll all probably know who that is already, so hopefully we'll see him very soon. So let's get a look at the news. So in regards to all the new stuff that Funko has to offer, please take note that I know there's been a lot more than what you're going to see today. But because of the fact that this official group gets cut off at the very end of October, you will see whatever I have missed in November, along with everything else that is new. So let's start with what we have gotten from the Funko shop. We're going to get a very interesting Freddy Funko, him backpacking through Europe. We've also got a brand new Ms. Marvel, we've got a brand new Titan AE oversized pop, and we finally got the remaining new X-Men pops from the X-Men 97 run that's coming out. So we got a new version of Gambit, Magneto, and even Bishop. We also have a brand new wave of Asian Pop. So if you are collecting Pop Asia, here are some of the new ones that are being offered. Also, a brand new Pop of Michael McIntyre. I gotta be honest, guys, I have no idea who the hell that is. Please let me know in the comments. We have a couple new things, including the X-Men 97 Marvel Collector Core box, and that includes a brand new Jean Grey and Rogue from the series. And Disney's 100th Anniversary Loungefly Platinum Series has expanded with 2 more backpacks. So we got 1 more to go, but for now you have the opportunity to get a Mickey, Stitch, Simba, and Winnie the Pooh. A brand new bunch of t-shirt sets, including characters from Marvel, DC, The Nightmare Before Christmas, and Demon Slayer. Also brand new Loungefly backpacks, including a really cool Sleeping Beauty one. A bunch of very interesting Marvel goods that are coming out, and I know that I said that I really don't go to any other source but Funko, but for these 2 specific ones, I really did have to. But there's a brand new Funko Gold. This is the very first Iron Man Funko, the very first Marvel comic book thing, nothing that's non-music and non-sports related. And there's various versions of Iron Man that you can get. Apparently this was very popular and it's sold out. I'm quite surprised. We also got the final piece to the brand new 12-piece Civil War set from Amazon.com, so Captain America was the last one, guys. The entire set is officially out. But from PX Previous Exclusives, and the help of HotStuffsForGeeks.com, a couple months ago I talked about the fact that there was going to be a brand new comic cover featuring Wolverine from the Jim Lee X-Men #1 cover, the most highest grossing comic book ever. Well, it turns out that was not the only one, because there are 4 covers, so now there's going to be 2 more coming out. I hope that there is a 4th to complete this set. So for one of the covers, you can get one of Beast, and then one that I am adding to my collection, which is the Jim Lee version of Magneto. So I originally had pre-ordered from Target the version of Magneto from X-Men 4 from 1964, which was the beginning of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. When I saw that this was coming out, I officially canceled that order and bought this one instead, because as great as a Jack Kirby version of Magneto would be, this was my Magneto. This is the Jim Lee version of Magneto, beautifully done. And this is also going to be my very first metallic Funko Pop. I don't have one of those, so this is a real treat for me. A couple of special Target exclusives, including Disney characters, Star Wars characters, and Marvel characters, celebrating the 100th anniversary of Disney. A very cool bunch of Entertainment Earth exclusives featuring Pops and backpacks. And probably one of the biggest drops in the world of Pop Rocks, we officially have the Black Pink line. So you can get Pops, or you can get Pocket Pops. And we also got the official start Of Target exclusives, Funko Fridays. Last year was a pretty good one because that was when they were featuring all of the Grant Morrison Justice League set, but now we're going in very different directions. So far, we have seen a brand new version of Ahsoka Tano, a pixelated version of X-Men 97's characters Magneto and Jubilee. I don't know why they're doing that. And probably one of the most interesting ones that I never would have seen coming is the Tyrannosaurus Dinozord from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I'm wondering if they'll make more of these. There are 2 more that have come out already, guys, but because of the fact that they're coming out now in November, I am not featuring them in this video. You'll have to see them in the next one. A brand new Chalice exclusive of a character from My Hero Academia. Probably one of the best things to finally come out of Funko in the world of Dragon Ball Z in such a long time. Oh, how I have waited for the Ginyu Force to finally be released! I am so happy that my favorite villains of the show are finally coming out. I don't have Frieza, I don't have Cell, I don't have Majin Buu. I may have Raditz, as well as the androids 17 and 18. But if there were any villains that I wanted from Dragon Ball Z, it's the frickin' Ginyu Force. So not only could you get them individually, you could get Entertainment Earth, exclusive glow-in-the-dark individually, but I am going for the GameStop 5-pack, because for me, that is the only way that I will have the Ginyu Force in my set. And my god, with their crazy poses, I cannot wait for this 5-pack to arrive on my doorstep. Some brand new Amazon exclusive Star Wars character rides. We have Anakin in the NB1, and we also have Luke Skywalker in a snowspeeder. Season 2 of Loki has been out, and it just concluded this week, and they have been giving us some Loki Season 2 pops. We also have a brand new wave of NBA, including people like Marcus Smart and Jordan Poole. And then we got 2 new announcements from the NFT grouping. We have a brand new set of Funkoween Freddy Funkos, and then a set that pissed me off to no end. A Back to the Future line. There are some versions of characters here that I wonder why they wouldn't be commons. I mean, you can get a George, you can get a Lorraine, you can get Griff from 2015, and one that I really wish to have in my collection is the 1885 Doc Brown, because I have collected Marty and Doc in my collection, and I have them from every year that they've been in these films except for 1885. And why, oh why, do some of these versions of these characters need to be NFTs? I mean, the only thing that I do know is apparently NFTs are pretty much starting to be worthless at this point, so a lot of the physical pops of the NFT line seem to be dropping in price on eBay. So who knows what's going to happen, but that 1885 Doc, that would complete my set. I'm so angry that it's an NFT. We also had the announcement of the Hot Topics Scare Fair. There is a bunch more, but the only one that Funko featured was the Michael Myers peering out of the bushes. And then, of course, there was the whole Funkoween announcement, all Halloween-themed pops from Funko. So we have a series of Godzilla pops. We have a bunch of Five Nights at Freddy's merchandise, including action figures and snaps, including a bunch of Bitty Pop sets from Five Nights at Freddy's. And I also heard the movie was seen by a lot of people, even though I heard it's really not that good. We also have a brand new wave of Stranger Things pops, including a bunch of exclusives and a Pop Town with Vecna. We also have a series of Diablo 4. We also have the original Mad Max, not the one with Tom Hardy. We're talking about the original Mel Gibson Mad Max, including a really cool pop ride, a new wave of Haunted Mansion, a whole new wave of Killer Clowns from Outer Space, including a couple of exclusives, one specifically from Spirit, a bunch of Black Phone pops, including the Chase and a Funko Shop exclusive, new wave of Chicken McNuggets from McDonald's, a bunch of Nightmare Before Christmas ones. Apparently, I think I've featured a bunch of these on my channel a while back, but now here is the official announcement, including some exclusives. Probably one of the interesting things is you can't have Funko Halloween without candy, so including a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, Jolly Rancher, Whoppers, and a couple of new plushies. And here were just some random ones that they announced that just were on their own. A Funko Shop exclusive of Reagan from The Exorcist. A very cool box lunch exclusive of glow-in-the-dark Sauron from Lord of the Rings. This is actually from the very beginning of the Fellowship of the Ring. A couple of Monster High. And a Nerds plushie. I may have been pissed off about things like very hard to find exclusives at cons, as well as my current hate for NFTs. But now I am officially mad at Funko Sodas, because they announced the Peanuts Funko Sodas, and they only come in this exclusive pack. They've been doing this with a couple of them, but I've got to admit, outside of the Snoopy and Woodstock, which are not great, the kids look fantastic. I love the Charlie Brown the most. I also love the Linus and the Lucy, but I would love to have a Charlie Brown Funko Soda. I don't even have a Charlie Brown Funko Pop. All these characters, outside of Snoopy and Woodstock, look very accurate to their comic strip and animated TV show and film counterparts. They're beautiful. Even the chases. I love the one of Linus the most, next to the one with Lucy. But I would love to get the commons. I don't know how I'd be able to get those. It would be great if I could get one of these just single, but this is what it is, and there's no way to get around it. So, thanks, Funko. You just ruined my day again. Thank you very much, everybody. Please leave in the comments below what were some of your favorite releases this past month. What are some of the things that you have to say about the company in general with all the major changes? And more importantly, what are you looking forward to before 2023 is over in terms of brand new Funko products? In the meantime, everybody, I will see you in the next one. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, feel free to leave a comment. Also, feel free to subscribe if you want to be up to date with our latest videos. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you in the next one. Actions speak louder than words.